And so we kick it off with 9LIVES, who played more than anybody else in Open number 1 other than NRG. They've got this Nether Canada squad. Game 1 brought to you by Progressive as we kick it off on Manfield Night as always.
And for everyone at home, maybe you're tuning in from EU or you don't watch NA that much, this is an underdog game, I think, heavily an underdog for Nether Canada. This 9LIVES team, formerly SSG minus LJ plus Kofer. And already we're seeing pressure come out, and an early goal. Kofer, who had to fill the shoes of LJ, gets the first goal of the series.
And all he's done is fill the net in his brief time with this roster. You go back to that first Open, he led the team in scoring, and he's led the team in scoring through this weekend so far, early as it is. Chicago looking for a follow-up. That's going to be blocked away. And nearly a second goal very, very early on out of 9LIVES, trying to take all the drama out of everything.
Oh, and a misread!
Last time around, it's Kofer going up again, and they are running ref shot in the first 30 seconds.
You see, Matt has a chance to get the touch, has a chance to also get a block, but a misread on that backboard bounce. There's a powerful hit off the backboard, and that leads to another quick goal here for 9LIVES, and this is a great kickoff as well.
Everything's coming up 9LIVES here, looking maybe for Chicago, and almost able to take
another goal.
Wide open for Hoxer, and Kofer putting in even more work. 40 seconds in, and it's already a runaway.
And it was right off the kickoff. It was a perfect back left kickoff, and Kofer is the one you want to be in those ISO plays where he's got boost, he's airborne, people have to challenge him. He threatened the double flip reset and took all the defenders out of the play. So even when he's not scoring, Kofer is such a huge asset to the offense for 9LIVES. And this team, you know, I think they were a little bit underestimated, Stacks, coming into this season in North America. They are a clear top 4 team.
Oh, they absolutely are. Everybody looks at the pedigree of the name of Gen G. They look at Shopify Rebellion and it's like, well, they stayed together. They've still got Justin. They've got to be good, right? Well, I don't think either of them stack up to this, as was mentioned on the pre-show. Maybe by far the best unsigned team, not just in North America, as that's going to be skied away. Taroko looking for one more, and Hoxer's
nice
got
defense.
That one saved away, and again, just fluid defense out of 9LIVES, what little they've had to play in the first 90.
Now Hoxer is calm there on the backboard. You can see Hoxer with a lot of boost as well. And try to double that, actually pulls off, leaving it for Chicago. And another nice read from Chicago. And we see more offense coming out for 9LIVES. 9LIVES. Well, that's a bit of a missed touch though, but Hoxer getting back to it nicely, Stacks.
Just looking to kind of stop the bleeding, which, okay, Nether Canada has done. Great. Problem is, they're still getting peppered on this end of the field. They haven't had many good looks at the 9LIVES net. It's just kind of have this whirlwind swirling around you. That's going to be loose in front, and Justice barely gets there ahead of Chicago. Opportunity for Matt, and then he eats a demo for his efforts, and, well, once again, 9LIVES send him away.
Hold up.
They come again. Last person Nether Canada wants to see on the ball is Kofer. He had it for a moment. Now Chicago dropped down where Hoxer was waiting patiently to make sure to stop Taroko's counter.
Taroko had no boost on that play, and you saw Hoxer just taking those 100 boosts right in front of him. Nice bump though from Justice, but still you see Boost struggles. However, still in the corner, Justice trying to get something going. Hoxer goes right for goal. Good stop there by Matt. Haven't seen too much pressure though from Nether Canada so far.
Oh, Kofer, one. Oh, why not? Kofer's got a hat trick in just over 3 minutes as 9LIVES continue to pour it on. Great concentration, threading the needle.
And you love what Kofer did there as well. Not only did he get the 50 at the start of the play, but he delayed that shot. Matt came in thinking that he was going to flip into that ball right away, but that little bit of hesitation made all the difference for Kofer and being able to score that goal. Kofer has that killer instinct. You know, he does well filling that position that LJ filled as he puts in a 4th goal of of the series. This is a runaway game.
This is just free play out there right now. This is crazy. It's just so quick. And NAC just going to be wondering, all right, can we go next? Is this one of one of those tournaments we can just go next? We don't have to play this out? No, you got to sit here for another 90 plus more seconds. That one saved away by who else but Kofer, the star of the hour. Scholastic Rocket League, not just collegiate, well represented here in this match. Though, of course, we've mentioned Justice playing from on point at Fisher. You've got Matt, formerly known as Daunt, with West Virginia. Oh, great pass down to Chicago, and Kofer continues to fill the stat line.
And 9LIVES, they're playing like they want that sponsor back. This is not a go next game for them either. They're still going for the jugular, trying to break the mental of Netherlands Canada. I mean, and just the shooting percentage is crazy. Kofer scoring 4 goals on only 5 shots. Hoxer 1 of 3. Chicago 1 of 1. This has been a clinic put on by 9LIVES.
Well, in this match, 9LIVES looks like 1 of 1. Final minute, mercifully so, coming for NAC. As Matt might have a line on something here. Justice tried to chase down Hoxer. He'll have to give up that chase. And Taroko has that blocked away. It's only Justice at the back, and Hoxer is not going to have enough boost to make them pay for overextending. So now we get down to the final 40 seconds. Was talking about how it's not just collegiate Rocket League represented, high school Rocket League as well. You've got Kofer, a national championship runner-up with the Play vs. Cup a couple of years ago. Actually knocked out another national championship runner-up just yesterday in Swaz with that Tree Lamp squad. They both played for the same school, and they both fell to, actually one of them fell to a team out of your neck of the woods, James, with Divine
Detroit.
Child. So
yeah, Divine Child.
yeah, high school.
I do remember that.
Well represented with Kofer and 9LIVES. Well represented by an org if this keeps up. A shutout in game 1 unless they get one in garbage time, and they do not. 9LIVES survived the lower bracket of their group just as Netherlands Canada did. One of these teams had a slightly tougher path through. Slightly in air quotes. Here goes Hoxer to kick off game 2. They scored early and often in the opener. We'll see if NAC can kind of level the playing field a little bit. Now that they've seen what they're up against, can they make those adjustments and maybe weather the early storm? They got an open net here, and Taroko scores.
Perfect start here for NAC. You can see Chicago was trying to perhaps work with Hoxer in the corner, trying to get a 1-2 clear out, but it just did not work out. And so, despite getting shut out and beat down last game, we see a nice early start here for Netherlands Canada.
Justice picking up the assist there. We mentioned that Taroko hadn't been in a top 8 in over 1,000 days. This is Justice's first NA top 8. Last time he even made one anywhere was back in Europe when he played for Singularity. They ran into what was still a buzzsaw at the time in Team Vitality. Here goes Justice looking for Taroko forward. Justice got it back towards Matt, and his shot goes through. And now it's Netherlands Canada starting to run it up.
Another challenge attempt from Chicago, but you can see just that extra little touch on low boost. It's an awkward play for him to make, but still jumps in, backflips on the ball. It's a perfect pass out into the middle. And we're seeing the story that we're seeing with Justice, we're seeing kind of with many players here, Stacks, where you have those European players who have experience competing near the top of Europe. But oh my goodness, Justice putting in another goal. What is happening? Another beat. Hoxer that time, not it. They're in time on the challenge, and oh, a lovely start. This is crazy, Stacks. Super one-sided game 1. Now the game 2 is one-sided in the other direction. We do see a fake kickoff now.
Game 1 an absolute beating, and game 2 looking the same, just the other way. As Hoxer and Kofer have a little delay there. Kofer comes away, Hoxer running up, and his shot blocked away by the wall of Netherlands Canada. I believe Matt was the one who made the stop. That's a great pass over to Kofer, though. And can they get around on this? Not so much. It's going to be Justice instead. And Netherlands Canada just dishing back what they were dealt in the opening game. And that's what happens so often when you have a blowout at this stage in a tournament. It's not necessarily an indication of what you're going to see over the course of the match. Adjustments are made, and it's very rare to see a team, once you get into the top 8, at least in North America, blow a team out several games in a row. And that's now what 9LIVES has to contend with, as they've seen a much different look at a very not intimidated Nether-Americana squad.
An impressive adjustment from NAC to be able to come back after getting beat down so badly. We'll see if they can hold on to this. Forced to play some defense. Really nice 50 from Kofer. Hoxer has a lot of boost, and Chicago's waiting. There's a nice demo. Hoxer going to try to tip this back towards net and gets the goal. So hold on, Stacks. We might see the comeback from 9LIVES.
Hoxer, I think you could have argued, played a little more passive last season. Might not have actually made this adjustment last season. Much more effective on the offensive end. Got the demo, still in the right spot. Got him back on the board, at least within 2, coming up on the halfway mark. And Matt had Chicago to contend with. Hoxer with an aggressive challenge again. And Kofer coming up, but all he can watch is Justice play the ball over his head. And so it looked like 9LIVES are going to try to generate a lot more momentum. They have to settle back into a normal pattern here.
Nice pass over from Kofer. Chicago up to Kofer, who had pre-jumped, did get the beat because of it. We're seeing a lot of demos on both sides of the ball right now. And that definitely favors NAC, because usually demos will slow down the play in general, especially at the midfield. Good challenge from behind from Chicago as well. Oh, good patience there from Taroko. Did get a shot opportunity out of it.
And especially favors NAC because it's not a team in 9LIVES that's used to physical play. They have not been demolished much. They have certainly dished it out plenty. They're 3rd in the tournament in demos per game, and NAC comes right in behind them in 5th. But nobody's been able to give it right back at him. But that's a great pass out to Kofer. Bounce it through, and now 9LIVES back within 1 off the feed from Hoxer.
Hoxer putting it around that defender. It was so close, just out of reach. And Kofer is the player you want in that shooting position. And that 3-goal lead has been whittled away. 9LIVES. They just got 1 more to put in before we'll be positioned for overtime, Stacks.
There were 6 goals between these two squads, all scored by 9LIVES in the first game. Closing in on 6 this time around, and it could be headed to OT, as you mentioned. Here goes Hoxer. Need to generate something out of the corner. Taroko slowed him down. Great pass out to Matt. Try to get one right back, and they do. A similar play to the previous goal.
The difference in this game has been the passing, particularly from Justice. That one was right to Matt. Matt slots it, but Justice, that is the perfect pass. That's the one you hope for when you are in that 3rd-man spot, ready to take a shot. And even that backflip pass that was awkward off the back wall, all around, great passing from Justice.
Kofer tried to read that from Taroko. Hoxer's got a little bit of time and space to work with, but time is kind of the enemy right now of 9LIVES. Only 50 seconds to now chase 2 more goals. Chicago got that out to Kofer. What a recovery. Justice with the save. And that may just about close the door. A clever effort.
Oh my goodness.
Off the post, but there's Justice to salt game 2 away.
Oh yeah, this one is over. And that hesitation, so effective when you have the players who are willing to take a little bit of a risk of getting dunked or 50'd, to go for that slow play, the hesitation. But it works out. Oh man, not only does your team get the goal, but you make the other team feel silly. So huge momentum shift here in game 2. NAC showing that maybe they're not as big of an underdog as I had thought, Stacks.
Still on paper, but you don't play the games on paper. As Kofer will watch this one go away, courtesy of Justice, and the final countdown about to begin for game 2. And a resounding roar sent from Nether-Americana. A massive turnaround from losing by 6 to dropping 5 on their heads. It's only a 2-goal victory, but it was not that close. Nether-Americana tie the series.
And it was great passing from Justice, truly, which I'm sure we'll see on the highlights stacks. But Justice, he was key to victory. And this is what you're going to need to see more of if NAC wants to stand a chance in this series. Really good shooting as well. And also, even that last play from Matt, I think was a really good play to boost the confidence, being able to land a hesitation play. That means that, you know, you've got the respect of 9LIVES. They're, you know, respecting the shot, and you can still make them look silly. So great game for NAC. There was a brief moment, those stacks, where it looked like 9LIVES was going to get back into it.
Yeah, they got 2 goals right back to back, but then this pass right out to Matt. Just about put it away. They needed one more stop. And then Matt with the hesitation to set up. This is a NAC team that has played plenty throughout the weekend to get to this spot, and they're not about to relinquish their spot in this tournament just yet.
We'll see if 9LIVES is able to figure out the offensive pressure they had in game 1. Nice demo from behind to Justice. Justice has been passing brilliantly, but you saw Hoxer, the float defense, shutting down those angles.
The Justice and Matt connection has been great. That shot just barely sailing high. Follow-up going to the top right, and that's blocked away as well. Chicago trying to keep the play alive. Plenty of boost on the side of 9LIVES. Hoxer running forward after the demo from Kofer, and this one's going home. Matt into an empty net as 9LIVES set the house.
You saw 9LIVES go all in. Kofer went for the bump and demo play in net when Hoxer was third man going for the double tap. That is so dangerous. You have to score if you're going to go for that play. And you saw Hoxer's shot, which would have been a ridiculous angle double. It just bounces off the post, goes out, and that kick started the counter. So very risky play for 9LIVES, and it doesn't pay off, and a great punish from NAC.
So 6 of the last 9 goals scored by this NAC squad. Matt just gonna sky it up there. Let Justice go chase it. Back to Matt, and the shot sails high. Oh, they had the 9LIVES defense just about beat. Chicago is gonna have to make a reflex save. That one's gonna sail high, and Hoxer's got it away. That's well defended by 9LIVES, but coming right back in. Dropped down, and Taroko got tied up with Kofer, preventing a second goal.
You saw Hoxer and Chicago both defending from the same spot, also double committing. 9LIVES perhaps shaken a little bit by this hot start, or hot response rather, from NAC. Game 1 was all 9LIVES. It looked like it might be a short series, but man, since game 2, NAC has been a different team.
Oh, Kofer going to work again. He has not quieted down at all for 9LIVES. The team, of course, suffering defeat in the previous game, but not for lack of offensive effort for sure, as Kofer's got this with very little in the tank. Lands on the corner boost, though, and he may need it to trigger the counterattack. Oh, but Hoxer and Kofer both up for the same ball, and that could be catastrophic.
You saw the demo attempt as well after that double commit. 9LIVES, they're looking a little bit awkward, a little bit just off in terms of their synergizing together. Multiple double commits, positioning in the same spot, going for plays they probably shouldn't go for. So, you know, this is another rough start here, but the positive news for 9LIVES fans is they're only a goal behind. So we'll see if they can close this gap.
Well, that's well placed by Taroko to get that all the way downfield and give his teammates time to readjust. But here goes Hoxer right at Justice. Taroko jumping into action as well, just ahead of Chicago. And then Matt able to grab the corner boost on his way out, but Kofer's there to meet him. And looking maybe to set up Chicago. Another hesitation play over to Hoxer. Instead, and the shot just rolls wide. They beat the entire defense except the post.
Now, Hoxer was very close to hitting the mark, and it was a nice play from Kofer in the corner to have a chance. Now Kofer up early, but Matt is there to contest. Chicago also racing to that 50. And the double commit, but a big win there from Matt. Kofer has a chance to get the bump, and he does so. Justice looked like he was in position to get the stop sacks.
And he's shadowing the whole way, and then Hoxer takes him out of the play. And Chicago, who hadn't spent a lot of time around the ball in this particular game, makes the biggest touch of all for 9LIVES.
This is where we'll see what Nether Canada is made of. Desk saying they need 2 games. Well, this could easily be game number 2. And, you know, maybe they were talking about 2 right at the start, but I think this is basically the same thing, Stacks, if NAC can pick up a win here.
I think we'd all start questioning where 9LIVES might fit in the hierarchy of North America if NAC can knock him out. This goes right down Broadway, and Chicago's got it. He will call off Hoxer. And Justice there to stuff him in the air. Still trying to get that through Hoxer. Hoxer had a little bit more boost than Turoko. Didn't matter. Turoko had the momentum, and now out towards midfield, and Justice gets swatted back by Matt. And then Demo kind of going to work out, but now they still have to play defense. Kofer, second touch, no.
I don't know how much it worked out, because right after landing it helped him get back on defense, but got demoed. We're seeing 9LIVES start to pick up the pace. Hoxer infield to Kofer. Justice on low boost. Hit it right into the hands of Hoxer. Hoxer, that fake play. This will give 9LIVES one last chance. Turoko's awkward and ends up goaling. Oh, no!
Oh, boy.
It's never a good sign when the ball's going over your head, bouncing off the backboard, and you need to throw it in reverse.
Nothing good's ever come from it, has it? Here goes Chicago. Got to keep this in the air, though. Justice has his teammates behind him. That's swatted away, and 9LIVES get an absolute gift. And a lot of times, that's all these teams need. A minute, short-term memory, go right at it again here at Utopia. And very awkward off the kickoff. Justice doing all he can to keep Hoxer away from that. And Nether Canada weather the very early storm from 9LIVES, who are threatening to add another kickoff goal to their resume.
We have been seeing, hold on, still awkward. We've been seeing 9LIVES not be afraid to go for those set pieces off kickoff, trying to mix things up, go for the fakes. Had that perfect back left, and now we're seeing Kofer cook again. Rebound, where's the shot? There it is! And this is one of the best plays in the 9LIVES playbook. It's send Kofer, have him beat 2, and get the rebound goal.
And Matt, in another world, might have been up to stop that, but as he turned, he caught himself on the ramp of the wall, and just completely helpless watching Hoxer come in from above. And just like that, it's another early goal, this time out of 9LIVES. Early goals have generally been a sign of great things to come. See if that holds up now here in game 4. Justice and Turoko forward for NAC. That's easily sent away. Kofer looking to run interference. Boost deal out of it. And then Hoxer's going to score it. Going coast to coast. Hoxer puts him up 2.
The first touch, and that is a picturesque reset. Well done by Hoxer, not only to get the power, but the placement. Bar down. Hoxer showing you he's got the mechs as well. Doesn't only know how to pass it, can also make the shot. There's another flip reset pass, but it looked like Kofer got bumped just a little bit and sped it up. And 9LIVES, they're back on track.
Well, if and when this team gets signed, the glow up for Hoxer is going to be immaculate, as that's just missed by Kofer. Matt got there ahead of him. And it comes all the way back for Hoxer to take over again. Got around 1. 2 to beat, but he will not have Kofer to pass to. May not matter. Shot through from Chicago. The demo may not have been as effective as they hoped.
Well, you saw what the play was. They were thinking Hoxer was going to go for a flip reset pass to Kofer. So what does Justice do? He jumps the gun, goes for the demo, but Hoxer then just makes it a difficult ball to deal with, leading to a rebound for Chicago. And so a nice adjustment. Justice, though, trying to cheat up on that play, ended up not working out.
And Hoxer just got in the way of Turoko's drive right off the ensuing kickoff, and so the 3-goal lead remains. Chicago doesn't have much to work with, but Hoxer behind him does. and he keeps the play alive. Kofor was hoping to steal some corner boost. He's still got plenty in the tank, however, and that's going to fall right to Chicago and far from out of the zone. As Nether Canada really struggling against the pressure now. Chicago's up on the ceiling. And the possession remains, at least for the moment, but NAC trying to get a foothold back in here. Coming up on the halfway mark. Kofor.
Oh, what a pass.
Chicago for a 4-goal lead.
Kofor, he's over in the corner, stealing boost. He's looking like he might shoot it. Justice plays the shot, and it's a light lob over to Chicago. Kofor dishing it. Fitting in that team play nicely. And after the way game 2 ended, you wonder if that just took all the wind out of NAC's sales stacks.
Well, for all the fight that NAC has put up, they are getting outscored in this series 15-6. The 6-0 in game 1 certainly hasn't done them any favors in that regard. It is still only a game difference here in this series, and almost certainly a timeout to come, as they'll be staring down triple match point, barring a massive comeback in the second half of this game. There are still 2 minutes left, and we saw how quickly NAC was able to fill up the scoreboard in game 2 when they bounced back. Here goes Justice with Matt up ahead. Taroko waiting, had to kind of get around his own teammate there. And that's going to be for Taroko and Justice to sort out. It is Justice. His shot trickles through. It looked like they didn't quite understand what their teammates were doing, so how on earth were 9LIVES going to figure it out?
That was a really nice touch from Justice as well. Reading what the defense was giving him, he saw that the recovery was panicked, shooting towards the center of the net, going for that change-up shot top corner. Good play from Justice, and there's a little bit of time, but man, this is going to be tough for NAC to come back. Gonna have to get 3 more, and we only have 1:45 left to play, Stacks.
Well, given that this isn't a rival series qualifier, you don't normally see 4 leads evaporate. This one might, though. Taroko's got another, and all of a sudden, Nether Canada have a lot more life.
And this is where you cannot go into autopilot if you're 9LIVES. You know, you're up by 4. That's generally, the 95 to 99% win range in RLCS. It's so difficult to come back from that. But this is a much more winnable game. You can't afford to give another easy goal over to NAC.
Taroko far from ever out of a game. That's a great center, though, for Matt. And Justice will try to keep it alive. Matt there in the corner, well fed to him. And well read by Taroko, blocking Kofor's clearance, so he's lost the ball there. And a missed opportunity for Nether Canada as they have to retreat now. And they'll have to do it without Taroko. 9LIVES will have to do it without Hoxer for a moment. Now they're both back into the play. And Chicago trying to beat Taroko, and he's not going to this time.
Hoxer pass to Chicago, and there's the insurance goal. You expect the pass from this team as well. Hoxer could threaten this shot, but Chicago right there to pick up the pieces.
3-goal lead would seem insurmountable, but again, they did score 3 goals in about this amount of time, and they'll get one off the kickoff from Justice, and just like that, it's back to 2.
Bit of a head scratcher of a series, I'm not gonna lie, Stacks. This one has really had it all. So what I said was an insurance goal quickly getting wiped away by that claim from Nether Canada. Wow.
Someday, somebody will defend the net on a kickoff. Here goes Matt. Oh, Chicago's awkward turn. Oh, wow. By Kofor, who makes up after the kickoff goal last time. And now Hoxer trying to break out, and what a heartbreaking mishap for Nether Canada, unable to capitalize when they had 9LIVES back against the wall. This is loose in front, and Chicago's going to get back in time for it. Still 23 seconds. Matt knocked out of the play. Taroko kind of chasing Chicago in midfield. Somebody's eventually going to go for the ball as 9LIVES able to burn a little more time off the clock. Now they're all forward. Matt needs some help. Here's Taroko, and Hoxer with a hand up to stop him. Final 5 seconds, and NAC is going to run out of time here as Kofor shows off, and 9LIVES get 3 shots at match point.
Crazy game, those stacks. Crazy game.
And they could be sleeping with the fishes by the time Kofor and company are done with them.
And that's looking likely with how things have been shaken up, unless we see some big adjustments come out from Netherlands Canada. Justice has been the player for me to watch. See what he can do. See Matt airborne, air dribbled, bump attempt. Not going to really pan out.
Well, Taroko had circled around. He will stay into the play, and Matt is shadowing, and just a little too far back to get a rebound. That's still lobbed in and pinched away by Kofor. 9LIVES having to put in a lot of work here to slow down Netherlands Canada, but all that work has still resulted in nothing into the net. Matt double to play this all the way across, try to keep the defense moving, and Justice stole some more boost from them. It's really only Chicago with any boost, but he's used it to clear that ball away. Everybody's got boost now, and 9LIVES survive a big onslaught out of NAC.
Oh, Kofor's going to stay on this ball. Gets a little touch. Hawks are too far out of the play. Does get the stop to keep things in for now, at least. Drop down pass. I don't know if that's really what Hawkser was intending, but a miss from Matt. Oh, the nice demo from Taroko. Taroko looking for another bump instead. Might have been able to just turn on that shot, but I think was surprised that no one from 9LIVES was around.
The awkward out of Chicago and Hawkser, but it's Kofor coming up. He gets bumped out of the way, and Justice should have a free ball here, only as far as Chicago. Seems weird having a scoreless game this far in. Not anymore. Hawkser, little chip shot after the setup, and 90 seconds in, finally first blood goes to 9LIVES.
Yep, you got to respect it. Matt trying to defend the shot, but again, we see this over and over again with 9LIVES. People thinking Kofor is going to shoot. Kofor instead goes for the pass off the back wall to feed a teammate. So Kofor continuing to show how critical a piece he is for this 9LIVES offense.
Well, Matt streaking to the right side. Taroko's brought it over to him, but had to play it himself. And now Hawkser looking to double the lead here. Got a little help out of Justice, but Matt will jackhammer that ball away. And now Chicago with Kofor running forward as well. That's going to be blocked out. Pass never really got through. And a chance now for Netherlands Canada if Taroko could get Chicago, and he could not. So the lead remains for 9LIVES, and they may expand it if they can get on the same page, though Chicago and Hawkser just about ran into each other.
I think they did actually get a piece of each other, which messed up the challenge. However, 9LIVES recover. Matt looking for Justice. Justice has time and boost. Goes for a 50 out to the middle, and a good jump by Chicago, who got the clear but did pay for it with his life.
We're at the halfway mark. A lot of very interested parties wondering exactly who they're going to have to go through if they want to take down the second North American Open. Will they have to contend with this NAC squad? Can they drag this series back? Or is 9LIVES going to secure the deal here as Kofor narrowly missed getting a second goal? That's dropped down in front, and Taroko can only get it out to the corner. A little too hot for him.
9LIVES, they've been controlling this game. Only a single shot so far for Netherlands Canada coming from Taroko. But still, they can get back in this one. A quick shot. That one forces Chicago to dive in.
Down to a minute 40. Every clearance. Clock just ticking away. That would have been impressive, but still, it's just another missed shot. The goal remains just one to force overtime. Taroko slowing down Kofor. And they can work forward now. It's Taroko and Justice. Matt's there as well. This is where you're going to start to see Netherlands Canada throw a little bit of caution to the wind. Justice held it. Matt's there, and Kofor just ahead of him.
Kofor not only stepping up big on offense, but defense as well. You remember that insurance goal moment where you were thinking that 9LIVES had the game in the bag, but Kofor, even in that game, had to make a huge save in the last second to make sure they're going to win it. Now you see Hawks are trying to push the envelope, but getting shut down. But Kofor, defense, offense, this kid can do it all.
And so can this guy, Hawkser, who has been phenomenal all series long. All three members of this 9LIVES roster have filled up the stat sheet in impressive ways as Hawkster adds to his impressive tally, make it 6 goals now in the series, and that one may have just broken NAC spirits.
Big goal there from Hawkster. It was a tough angle as well. You saw him miss that double before that led to the counterattack goal. And we might see another goal. We surely will. Matt will poke that one in. So we've seen it now multiple times, Stacks. 9LIVES get the goal, but they give it up quickly after kickoff.
Yeah, it's just a great beat. And for 9LIVES, I mean, hey, you got a 2-goal lead. Feels weird to keep pressing the advantage, but if it's what got you here, sure. But all of a sudden, Netherlands Canada's right back in it, 30 seconds. And Chicago's not going to turn on this. Kofor does get demolished, but so too does Justice. Matt thought about going for the midfield boost, has to jump back into the play. Chiroko's got plenty if his teammates can help him out. And then he eats a demo from Kofor. And only 15 seconds. Hawkster to the skies, burning more time away. Justice got the clear. Got to get to this ball ahead of Chicago. He does not. They'll have to go the length of the field. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Got it in the air. Justice is beaten by Hawkster, and Chiroko's done all he can to at least get under this, but nobody has boost other than Chiroko. Justice had to avoid the demo. They're still alive until Kofor drops the ball, and that's going to do it. 9LIVES.